Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And we have another CFL League update video. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We have the Jonas Brothers being announced for the 2024 Grey Cup halftime show. Is this Grey Cup 111, I believe, right, Rick?
I
think it's Grey Cup 111. It is what it is. This year's Grey Cup. Then as well, we have some stadium renovations happening with Edmonton, some renovations that have already happened in Calgary and Hamilton. A lot of stuff that we're going to cover, so make sure you guys leave a like down below if you like this video. Make sure you guys subscribe and also turn on that notification bell. We want to make sure you guys don't miss another update. We got a lot of CFL content coming this year, a lot of good stuff, so make sure you don't want to miss it. And also check out our East and West previews of the season. They are both an hour long each. And so make sure to correlate. We don't have any timestamps, but we try to keep the backgrounds behind us relevant to what team we're talking about. So if you're interested in just about one team, you can skip through the video and see roughly exactly where we are and what we're talking about. So I think we're going to start with talking about the Grey Cup. Is that right? And the halftime show that's going on for that. Out in BC Place. So they announced the Jonas Brothers for the Grey Cup halftime show. And I think I could be the first one to say that, Rick, I don't listen to the Jonas Brothers. You don't listen to the Jonas Brothers. Neither of us listen to the Jonas Brothers.
So the reason why they did this is because they're trying to attract the younger generation.
And I think it's a swing and maybe a foul ball. And
okay.
And I say foul ball in the sense of they hit it, but they still kind of miss. And so I think that there are some good things about this, and there are some things that are bad. And I'm going to take away the fact that I'm not a fan of their music. I don't like their music. I personally don't think it's very good. But I know that there's a lot of people that are fans of them. But what I'm more concerned about is, what does this mean for the CFL? So they're trying to bring in the Jonas Brothers, and what do they accomplish? What do they do right with this? First of all, they bring in a band or a group that has name value. This is the problem when they had the Arkells as the Grey Cup halftime show. It's not even that the Grey Cup is not even that they're good or bad. I actually don't mind the Arkells. I'm not really a fan of them, but I don't think they're terrible. But they don't have name value. So for a Grey Cup halftime show, it wasn't really ever going to draw in the extra viewers. The Jonas Brothers will do decent with that. Now, one thing I have heard about is that there have been some attendance issues when it comes to the Jonas Brothers. Now, this could be completely wrong. This is just kind of what I've heard, just kind of rumors, word of mouth here and there. Just that apparently that they've had to cancel some tour dates because of low attendance figures. That could be true. That could not be true. Let's assume, just for argument's sake, it's not true. Why are there so many people upset about this, Rick? Do you want to know why, Rick? It's because
why is that?
Last year we had Green Day, and at the start of the CFL season in BC, you're having 50 Cent. That is a band and an artist that are way bigger than the Jonas Brothers in 2024. And so it's a bit of a downgrade.
You want to hear something interesting?
Yep.
So I'm going to go backwards, okay?
Okay.
So this was, and I'll try to make this quick. This is between 2005 and this year.
Yep.
So last year you had Green Day. Yep. 22 you had Tim Hubbard, Jordan Davis, Josh Ross. Then you had 21 was the Arkells, the Lumineers, and Cave Flay.
Yep.
19 you had Keith Urban. 18 you had Alicia Cara. 17 you had Shania Twain. 16 you had One Republic. 15 you had Fall Out Boy. 14 they had Image Dragons.
Imagine Dragons?
Oh yeah, sorry, Imagine Dragons, my apologies.
Oh, good.
13 they had Headley.
Yep.
12 they had Justin Bieber, Carl Ray Jepsen,
Yep.
Mariah's Trench, Gordon Little Lightfoot.
Yep.
11 they had Nickelback.
And let's just
10 they had BTO.
Okay.
09 they had Blue Rodeo.
Okay, we don't need to go too far
8
back.
they had Theory of a Dead Man.
Ooh.
And then 07 they had Lenny Kravitz.
Yep.
And then 06 they had Nelly.
How far are you going
Furtado.
back?
And then 05 they had Black Eyed Peas.
Okay, so you're going back about basically almost about 20 years. So
I said between 2005 and now.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry, my apologies. So what do we learn from that? It's that the Grey Cup has been pretty 50-50 in terms of bringing someone in of name value, in terms of really, really well-known artists. So I think in that aspect, the CFL accomplishes their goal with the Jonas Brothers. It's one of those things. I don't listen to the Jonas Brothers. I don't care about their music, but I know who they are. And credit to them in that aspect. And again, let's assume the things I heard about the ticket sales are not true for argument purposes. The thing that absolutely baffles me is what is the target demographic? And what I mean by that is what is the target demographic of 50 Cent? So rap culture and football culture, there is an absolute overlap. Absolutely. If you go into any football dressing room, you're hearing rap. Any football dressing room. So 50 Cent makes a lot of sense because you'll take some people that are necessarily maybe in the rap scene and they'll then be interested in something like football. They have the potential to be intrigued by football. Absolutely. So 50 Cent makes sense. If you think about Green Day, you think about this kind of edgy early 2000s rebellious kind of punk rock influence. That generation and the age that they are now, it's kind of my generation, is now like a lot of them are people that grew up playing sports, grew up listening to sports, watching sports, all this sort of stuff. There's going to naturally be that overlap with football. It makes sense. You're going to be appeasing your target audience, but then you're also going to be bringing in new viewers. The problem I have is what is the target audience of the Jonas Brothers? Teenage girls. And I don't know if you're going to convince them to watch football or if they do watch a little bit of the football, if you retain those fans. That's where I'm worried.
Unless it's one of those things where it's like, Dad, let's go see the Jonas Brothers, but then they see like a good football game, so it's like, hey, the dad can go for football.
Here's the thing:
the daughter can go for Jonas Brothers.
I think that will happen. However, I think that happens more with Green Day or 50 Cent, whether it's with daughters or sons or whatever. I think there's more overlap with those two artists, and the reason that people are viewing this as such a big letdown is considering who they could have brought, in the sense of, I was hoping they'd stick in kind of the punk rock sort of scene. It's like, we could have gotten Blink-182 this year. That would have been awesome. But it is what it is. Jonas Brothers, not a terrible pick, but underwhelming considering the possibilities.
Could you imagine if they had 50 Cent for a kickoff of home opener and then Eminem for the halftime show?
Oh, everyone would have lost their mind. You know how massive that would be for the CFL? You get so many people watching down south joining in. And honestly, it's one of those things, if you're the CFL, pay the man. Pay the money for something like that. Like, that's huge. Like, but overall, I don't think the Jonas Brothers are a terrible selection for the Grey Cup halftime show. As some are suggesting, I just think that the CFL could have done a little bit better. Is that fair?
So I'll be honest, I've heard of the Jonas Brothers. I haven't listened to their music. There's a bit of an age gap between me and you.
Yep.
But just going back and looking at some of these people that have played.
Yep.
I know some of them, but I don't even know, like, I've heard of some of them either.
Yep, and that's where that's where I think the Jonas Brothers are succeeding for the CFL in terms of name value. You know what I mean? But overall, I think that pretty much. Is there anything else you want to say?
I I was even going to say, even when we hosted the Grey Cup in 21, you're going to hate me for this.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who the heck the Arkells were.
Why would I hate you for that? I didn't know who the hell the Arkells were either. I've heard of the Arkells since then because they've won a Juno Award. So I've heard of them since then. And I don't think they're bad, but that's where the CFL failed in terms of name value. Even though the artist isn't a bad artist, they don't have the name value. I still don't know who the hell the Lumineers are. I still don't know who the hell they are.
But I mean, even when we had the Grey Cup in Hamilton last year and we had Green Day, I grew up to Green Day, so I knew some of their songs.
Everyone knows some Green Day. Everyone knows some Green Day. And Green Day is one of those bands that universally, like the Jonas Brothers, are very split in terms of is that there's a lot of people that absolutely love the Jonas Brothers, and there's a lot of people that absolutely despise them. There is only a very small group of people that absolutely despise Green Day. And there's a lot of people in the metal community. I say that as someone in the metal community. I know of people who don't like Green Day, and those people can go they can use an F word on themselves. Anyways,
go take a hike.
They can go take a hike. That's right. I think that's pretty much all we have for the Jonas Brothers and the Grey Cup halftime show. Overall, not a bad pick. Just a lot of things that could have went better with it. But I think we're now going to get on to the new renovations, the new things that they have in Calgary at McMahon Stadium as the Calgary Stampeders introduce the Coors Light Corral. So this is from the official Calgary Stampeders website. The Calgary Stampeders announced a brand new innovative seating platform, the Coors Light Corral, immersing football fans into a party atmosphere at McMahon Stadium. Located at the northwest corner of the stadium, the Coors Light Corral is the perfect way to take in football action in a party atmosphere. The Coors Light Corral had a test run at the Stamps preseason game against the BC Lions on May 25th, but the regular season home opener on Friday, June 7th against the Hamilton Tiger Cats will mark the official debut. So it looks like there's just going to be a lot of good standing room.
So looking at this further.
Yep.
So for the loft, you get a capacity of 70 people.
Yep.
$95 per person.
Little steep on the price.
Includes taxes and fees.
But it also includes food. So that's
food.
Not terrible in that regard.
But the Corral is 250 people, $25 per person, but it's standing room.
Yes.
Both sections, you can have a $5 small cans of Coors Light, the official beer of. That's
really good. So $5 beer is good, and especially if they're going to be charging the $95 a person and then the $25 on the Corral.
So, but that's like their $5 beer is basically what we do at our games, where we charge them $5 beer up to kickoff. It's basically the same thing.
Yep. No, but overall, I think this is good. There's been a lot of issues with McMahon Stadium, and it's a stadium that eventually is still going to have to get replaced. But introducing new ways that fans can see the game out in Calgary can make that a bit more tolerable, and can overall just kind of improve some of the viewing experience, allow people to go in, experience something unique. And overall, I think this is the good choice for the Stampeders. How do you feel about this in Calgary?
Well, I mean, okay, first off, who's going to want to pay $95?
That's something where that's a little bit of a steep price point. I think some people are going to try it out. It really depends on how good that free food is. Let's be real here. So we'll see. But like, you have to remember, in some of these larger cities, there's going to be some people that are going there and spending a ton of money. I mean, I know Zach spends a lot of money when he goes to a lot of Bomber games on alcohol and this and that. So there'll be some people that will do the same thing, but they'll do that with food instead. So I'm curious to see how that pans out. Definitely we'll have to keep an eye on where that is on the broadcast. But overall, I think that's all I got for that. Is there anything else you got on that?
So this other thing that you had mentioned to me.
Is there anything else for the Stamps?
No, I said.
Okay,
no.
So we're going on to the Elks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my question is, I was just reading through this.
Yep.
Have they started this yet, or they're doing this in the off season?
This is where I'm not sure. I wanted to read more about this. I haven't fully read into this because I kind of wanted to read it actually on here. So, as the Edmonton Elks in the city of Edmonton's Commonwealth Stadium prepare to celebrate important milestones, a pair have announced several improvements to the home of the green and gold ahead of the 2024 Canadian football season. That's just the announcement. The new season, which is the 75th in club history and 45th season of events at Commonwealth Stadium, opens with a bang this weekend when the Elks host the Saskatchewan Roughriders on Saturday, June 8th. And so it looks like let's see here. A host of fan-facing and behind-the-scenes improvements have been made at Commonwealth Stadium, so already done, over the offseason, as the club and city have combined to invest more than $2 million in stadium improvements. So it looks like this is already done.
I just want to mention one thing.
Yep.
I'll let you go through the list, but I just want to mention this last thing. They renovated the bloody friggin' Johns, people. The stadium's concourse washrooms have been renovated by new flooring.
I mean, I haven't been there, but I mean, if I'm an Edmonton
and the shitters.
I'm not complaining. A host of fan-facing and behind-the-scenes improvements have been made. Investment over $2 million. We're excited for the promises, blah, 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 blah. Basically, about them making improvements. Now, here are the actual improvements that they have made. Suite renovations. Thanks to the partnership with 180 kitchens, every Elks Concourse suite will now have an elevated look this season with refinished cabinets through all 22 suites on the concourse. In-suite food service. Suite holders will now have the ability for in-suite ordering during all events at Commonwealth Stadium. Suite holders will also be able to pre-order food in advance of events. The Legends Club rebrand has happened as part of the Elks' plans to celebrate 75 seasons of Double E football. The club has rebranded their season ticket holder exclusive space in the East concession area as the Legends Club. This space will showcase the Double E greats via imagery and game-worn items as the club celebrates 75 seasons of football excellence. The Legends Club will officially be unveiled on Friday, June 7th, with an event open to the media. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I'm just going to kind of skim through some of it. The family space. Elks Family Space is located in the West concession area and will provide a private space for families looking to feed infants and change little ones. Sensory kits are also being made. The Brick Kids Zone is another thing I see in here that they have, which looks just another kids zone that they have there. Jackie Parker's Refresh. Jackie Parker's West concession area has received graphic upgrades. This will feature new projections and screens. So just other ways to enhance the gaming experience. New video projection capabilities. Fans will experience the next generation of graphics and an elevated game day visual experience with new in-game production and visual asset capabilities that give the Elks the ability to enhance the game presentation. Also, one thing that Elks fans will be very happy about that us Bomber fans are begging for: Wi-Fi and cellular enhancements. For all the things I love about Princess Audio Stadium, the Wi-Fi sucks. Yep.
First off, why the heck would you go to a football game to be on your Wi-Fi? Why not just...
No, it's just it's useful, for example, if I'm trying to communicate with you about the game. And if I'm trying to communicate with
but at the same time...
It's good for halftime.
At the same time... No, but you're better off to use your data because if you think about it,
but the problem
if you
is
have like 60,000 fans
here's the problem.
On it all at once.
But here's the problem: there's not good service in the stadium, so the Wi-Fi kind of has to make up for that. I'll put it this way: they can get it done. I've been to NFL games. They've been able to get Wi-Fi in an 80,000 seat arena or a stadium, so they can figure it out.
No, it's not that I'm saying that they can't, but I mean if there's like. For example, if Commonwealth Stadium sells out a game, that's 66,000 fans that are on Wi-Fi at once. It's going to tend to be slow.
Yes, yeah, no. But the thing is that having those improvements is a good thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the Bombers could use that because they sell out repeatedly.
Okay, well,
they have some concessions renovations. Concourse concessions have received behind-the-scenes modifications that will boost the stadium's combined points for service for both food and alcohol to 32. This will result in better experience for the fans. Blah, blah, yada, yada. Point of sales equipment just other ways that they're going to decrease the wait time for people buying stuff. And then what Rick was all excited about, the washrooms refresh.
I just think that's hilarious that they replaced the flooring in a washroom.
The washrooms have been renovated, highlighted by new flooring.
Like
highlighted.
I've never
when the highlight of your renovation is the goddamn ground.
Like, I'm sorry. By the time you go in there, everyone's pissed all over the floor. People have puked in there. Like, do people really care about the flooring in the bathrooms?
Probably not that much, but I mean, I guess no one's complaining. But then we only got one more thing I guess we want to cover here. I believe we're going all the way up to Hamilton to cover that. Is that right?
So, they've done this thing in Hamilton. For those fans that have been to Hamilton, if you're coming off of Cannon Street, where the store is, to the left of the store, and the end zone, so this is opposite end of where the Jumbotron.
This is the end zone that's on ground level, not the one that raises up with the video screen behind it.
Yeah, so the one that on the ground level, they've actually put a band set there so that during pre-games, they can have a band playing there. They have
that's good.
Like different beer, like concession stands where you can buy beer, because there used to be like a big bar there, but then they took that out. As long as we don't have to listen to the band while the game's going on, because that's just going to drive me nuts.
Oh no, that won't happen.
By there, it's bad enough we have to put up with the university drumming bands, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, no, you won't have to hear that during the game. No, there's a lot of stadiums that already have this. Saskatchewan already has it. Winnipeg has it, but it's kind of a little strange the way they do it. They kind of like, it doesn't look like it was designed for the band to go there, but they've certainly made it work, and it works just well. Jennifer Hansen has her band there. Jennifer Hansen, for those not aware, she was the national anthem singer for the original Winnipeg Jets, and now she plays with her band at the pregame as well as during halftime at Bomber games. So that is that. But overall, I think that's pretty much all there was. It was just kind of a minor upgrade there in Calgary and Hamilton, and just a lot of little upgrades at Commonwealth Stadium.
I am waiting for Calgary to put down a new turf.
Oh, are they putting down new turf?
No, I said I'm waiting for them to.
Oh, yeah?
Because apparently a lot of people have been complaining about that turf.
Well, I'll be interested to see what they think of Winnipeg Blue Bombers turf, as they will have new turf as of this season.
Because, I mean, if Malik Henry gets injured twice in 1 year at their own stadium. First, he had an Achilles injury last year. Then he had the injury that he had this year. Sometimes it's time to pull up those sleeves, bucko, and put in some new turf.
Yep. Fair enough. But I think that's pretty much all we got. Is there anything else you want to cover there, Rick?
Nope.
All right. Yeah, no, good CFL update video. Make sure you guys check out our East and West preview for the season, as well as we'll have our Week 1 preview coming out soon enough, as well as Thursday. Make sure you guys tune in, because on Thursday we have our player interview of Mr. Cam Eccles of the Calgary Stampeders. If you guys have any questions for him, make sure you guys comment them down below, and you might just well get featured in that video. And we are very, very excited for that. Thank you to Eccles taking his time for the video. And I see Rick has one more comment before we finish up.
Yeah, another thing that you forgot that I thought I'd mentioned.
Yeah.
In the description below, we'll also have the link to the official CFL Forum.
Yes. So thank you so much to them for promoting our content. They do some excellent work there at the official CFL Forum. This kind of feels surreal to be saying that. And so make sure you guys check them out, just because they're very, very supportive of the channel. So we want to be supportive of them in return. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell, and we will see you guys next time.